Hello everyone and welcome into Instant Match Reaction, where we give you our thoughts without thought after every game that we watch. Today we're talking about the Leeds United 1-1 draw with Brentford. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I am relatively happy with that result. Can't complain. 1-1 against Brentford. If you told me that before the game we'd get a point from it, I'd bite your hand off. As I said, I don't know about you guys, but I am very pleased with a lot of positives to take out of it. For me, 1-1 against a team that are really good at home. Yes, they've been on a slip in form as of late, but they are really good at home. We don't get points in London. It also breaks our away losing streak. You got to take it. You take it where you can get it. Yes, there's disappointment because we were the better side, especially in the second half. But you take a point where you can get it. It's the Premier League after all. You take last week's results. Nobody thought we would get those, and look what happened. So you take it where you can get it. And for me, it gives us that 1 point a game, which we've been looking for. Keeps us out of the relegation zone. As of right now, we're in 17th, 3 points, I believe, above West Ham. We are just below Forest now, but it keeps us within touching distance of Brentford, Fulham, and now Bournemouth as well. And the table is relatively close. So I am really happy with that result. As I say, a lot of positives to take from it. DCL scoring 4 and 4 now. He's on form. He's one of the actual informed strikers in the Premier League, which nobody would have thought that at the start of the season. So I'm really happy with that. I thought the changes were really good as well. Defensively, we are looking a bit better. The boys put everything into that performance and a lot of clutch defending. Yes, Brentford scored, but I don't remember them really doing much or scaring us that much when you look throughout the games. Fluky goal off a deflection. Defence could have maybe done a little bit better. They had that penalty chance, which was ruled offside, and probably shouldn't have been a penalty in the first place, but it is what it is, especially considering we had a call that nothing came of it later in the game. But I thought we are looking a lot better. There seems to be a lot of cohesion with the boys. Farke seems to have picked the team that he feels comfortable with as well. He's pretty happy with his selections. Nonto looked really good coming off the bench. He had the spark we needed. I thought Okafor was good for at least 60 minutes in the game. Aronson, guys, we need to stop booing Aronson. Let's move on from that. You may not have been happy with him. You may not think he's worth being a Premier League player, but he does his job. It wasn't his fault that Farke kept picking him. You know, he's coming off the bench now, and for me, looks really good off the bench. He brings that spark we need. It brings that never die attitude as well, which I love. And he's putting his all into the Leeds United jersey. So, guys, get off him. But yeah, I thought overall pretty good performance. Like that Tanaka was playing 8. I think if Gruev's in there or Longstaff's in there, too similar to Stack and Purdue. I like that he's more of a central midfielder than that defensive midfielder. So love that Tanaka didn't have his best game, but I still like that Farke made that choice, which we'll go on to. But overall, very happy. Takings from the game, or what happened in the game. 5-3-2 formation, so he's sticking with it, which we all craving and what we all wanted. But he's showing he's allowed change as well. As I said, Tanaka in for Gruev was the only change in the game. But a bit of a boring, bit of a dull first half. Nothing much happening crazily. He had Okafor a chance, basically jumping on a loose ball, a loose Brentford pass, but forced a good save from Kelleher, which is good to see. But it also shows that we're lacking a bit of quality in that area. But Okafor, again, really good for me. Really good performance from him. And that was one of the standout points from the first half. As I said, he for me friended a lot in the first half. He had another kind of chance, but it was a bit of a cross as well. But Kelleher stopping that as well. So not much drastically coming out of that first half. We did have another chance later on in there as well in the first half. Okafor, again, a bit of a poor shot. So he is lacking that quality, but I still like what he gives us. He's nowhere near on that Rafinha, but he's giving us something different as well. And again, he's not necessarily Nemecha up front with the two, but I still liked his performance. There was an awesome cross from DCL, headed by Tanaka down into Okafor, and he just skied it. So again, lacking that bit of quality there in the final third. So if he can improve that, then he's a really good player. And if he can try and play that 90 minutes, that'll be great. Obviously, Brentford had that they didn't really scare us that much, other than that penalty shout, which, taking 5 minutes to rule that out when you can clearly see he's offside. What's the point in VAR, to be honest? Come on. If you're going to do it, you keep telling us it's instant decision. It's obviously not if it takes that long to tell us that it's offside. So that got ruled out, which fortunately it was ruled out. So moving on from there, though, a lot better quality in the second half. We looked a lot better as a team. A lot more chances. We went back from being that defensive team to putting a lot more pressure on Brentford, which I love. A lot more direct play. A lot of chances as well. We just looked a lot better in the second half. I'm sorry, I'm just checking my notes, seeing where I'm at. And then we have that Henderson goal. It was obviously very disappointing in the 70th minute. As I said, we had all the ball, we had all the pressure. We looked the far better side in that second half, and then to have that goal scored. Poor defensive from Bogle and Roden when you look back at it. A deflection from Beal lands basically in the lap of Henderson, and then it takes a shot and it's a deflection through to him as well. Do we think he could have been shut down a bit easier? I know there's talk that Stack could have been there a bit. Basically stuck on him and then stopped for some reason, and that allowed Henderson to be there for that block shot from Beal. Nothing Perry could do in my eyes, nothing he could have done. It was a deflection, and we go 1-0 down on the 70th minute. Now, there has been a lot of talk around the substitutions, and because basically subs happened straight after that goal, and talk that basically Fark's back to his old ways. It's reactive substitutes. It wasn't reactive. The players that he was bringing on were waiting to come on before that goal was scored. There's a fly flying around. So we need to get off that high horse. Fark was ready to make the subs, and to be fair, before that goal, as I keep saying, we were dominant. He didn't really need to make the subs, but he was rearing them up anyway, and that goal happened, and that was the chance to take them. Substitute-wise, you have Nonto coming on for Beal, and Aronson coming on for Tanaka, and they definitely changed again that play. I thought they both did really well coming into it. Unfortunately, Tanaka, not his best game. Couldn't really get in the flow. He was playing a bit more defensive as well, which isn't his game. As I say, I like him a bit more as a central midfielder rather than in a defensive three. I like it a lot more when Ampadu and Stack are those defensive midfielders, and then Tanaka can play a bit more. And he does really well when he's there. But unfortunately, Brentford nullified that a bit, so it took him out of the game, and he wasn't great. Beal coming off, it was just to change the formation a bit and go back to 4 at the back. And basically straight away, you have that goal. As I said, the subs were really good. I forget what time it was. I haven't written down on my notes, which is really stupid. But that goal, Nonto, actually, let's touch on it from Ampadu. I think Ampadu had a deflected shot. He kept hustling, got an awesome slide tackle. The ball slides to Nonto, who puts in a perfect cross to DCL, and what a goal from DCL. How good is he in the air? you can kind of see what everybody's been saying about him. When he's on form, he really is a world-class player, and I think we've got something on our hands with him if we can keep him fit. That's 4-4 for him now, and it was a really good goal. 1-1, and at that point, you go, okay, can we move on from here? Can we keep up this? And I think there was a bit of disappointment that we didn't. It was a scary end to the game. There was a lot of chances for both teams, a lot of pressure from both teams. Brentford had, and again, Rodon's probably had his worst 2 games to date. Had a bit of a mess up as well, and luckily James Justin was there to kind of block the ball. But I think there would have been an offside ruling anyway. So very fortunate in that. But it ends 1-1. What do you guys think? Are you happy with that? As I say, I'm fairly happy with it leading into Palace, who are apparently going to make a lot of changes because they have European football midweek as well. So I'm fairly happy with it. I know there's been a lot of talk around Farke and decision making. Should he have pushed a bit harder? For me, you take the point. Let's be happy with it. Yes, disappointment. We could have probably gone for 3. Is it 3 points dropped? Let's get off that high horse. Let's take the point, move on to Palace. There has been some injuries potentially in Goodmanson and Okafor. Sorry, Goodmanson goes off late in the second half, and so does Okafor. Hopefully, nothing comes of that, because you worry about James Justin can do a job there, and Nonto can do a job on the left side as well. So not much to worry about, but let us know your thoughts. What do you guys think about the game? Are you happy? Are you pleased? Make sure you hit the like button, comment, and follow our page for more instant reactions. We'll be back on later in the week just to give a full review and a preview of the Palace game. But yeah, guys, hit that like button, and we'll see you later on in the week.